Hey, we're live. Hello, welcome. My name is Garrick. Today we're sampling The Old King's Crown by Pablo Clark and Eerie Idle Games. It is on Kickstarter right now, so we're doing a little Kickstarter preview. Joining me, I have Luke.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining me.
This is gonna be good. Hopefully. We'll see.
Hopefully. Well, okay, yeah. So I guess a little preamble. First, let me talk about what the game is. This is basically a very pretty, very, very pretty lane battler style game in the vein of Air, Land, and Sea, Battle Line, or Shoten Toten, Blue Moon, anything like that. I think Marvel Snap is the big like contemporary video game example. So we're going to be bidding on these different lanes in order to take actions, and it's a good little thing. I have played it 5 times now, and you've played it how
Yep.
many?
Four. One less than you.
4. Yeah. Okay. So we've played it at 2, at 3, and at 4, just to try and get a really good feel for the game and a good idea of its different player counts. And we decided to show it off at 2-player today because we thought the 2-player was pretty good, and we were kind of iffy on the 3 or 4. So we're gonna play a 2-player game today, and then we're gonna have another stream, or try to have another stream in a couple days to show off a higher player count. But I didn't want to just come out of the gate like slamming this game because that feels terrible, and it's so gorgeous. It's very
It's a
pretty.
very gorgeous game.
It
And
is.
when we played, what was it, 2 days ago now? Two or
Yeah.
3 days ago? When we played the two-player, things that we had struggled with, things we had issues with in the 3 and 4 players, like smoothed out quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Like not perfect, but we were like we could see the gameplay loops, we could see systems running how they were supposed to be running, and it felt like a very intriguing lane battler
Yeah.
where we were making decisions and there was a push and pull and everything like that. So it was definitely intriguing.
So anyway, we're not going to do a teach today. We're just going to do a playthrough, and we're going to show off the game in its state, and we'll probably talk a little bit more about what we think of it as we play. But so I should mention we're not using any of the modules or anything. I noticed one of the TTS mods got updated with new expansion module stuff, which we're not touching. This is just base game. I am playing as the blue faction, the Nobility. And Luke is playing as the red faction, the Uprising. And I'm going to try and show y'all what the game's like. Hopefully have fun. You ready, Luke?
100%. I am ready. I got to look at these kingdom cards and double check which ones are the ones to get.
Oh, yeah, let's take a look at these Kingdom cards. I dealt them out and then immediately ignored them. So we have
Uh, we
Propaganda
got
Advisor.
we got overseas expedition.
Oh, we have
That's a good
Overseas.
one.
Okay. Propaganda Advisor is the one where you can rearrange the turn order. Got it.
Yeah, which is, I mean, I feel like it's still decent depending on depending on the stage of the game and everything like that. I feel like it's better when you have like 3 or 4 players. Like if you're thinking about like the full, because you could change, like you could really rearrange how everything is moving around. But still,
Yeah. At the same time, we did just talk about how, or right before the stream, we talked about some of the turn order considerations of our factions a little bit. So, like, maybe it's
yeah,
not, like, it still probably is relevant in ways
yeah,
that we should consider.
yeah. No, it definitely is relevant. It's not. It's intriguing. It's a very intriguing card to take.
Next up is the Overseas Expedition, which you groaned about. It's the one that lets you quest very easily. You use that to great effect on our Tuesday game to send people up here and grab your cards and get your whole engine going. So I guess I'll have to play Keep Away this time. We have
Yeah, it's a big one.
yeah. We have Witching Pact, which for the rest of this round, treat a single engaged faction card as if it is blank except for its strength. Single engaged faction card. Engaged is the new keyword for revealed, right?
Yes, it is the like when we are fighting, it is like that like when we're on the lanes fighting
Yeah.
each other. That's what it is. Yep.
Okay, so it's nullifying effects of cards. That's kind of interesting. An Assassin's Guild, your crown suit gains eliminate and the sword trait. Got it.
Interesting.
So it changes trait and it gains eliminate. I guess it probably is 2 traits now.
Yeah, it's 2 traits. So it's going to still be your heir and it'll be an agent as well.
Got it. And then every time your what was the crown?
Crown,
Your heir,
your heir
it
eliminates
eliminates
one
one
or
or more
more
cards,
cards.
immediately
You
gain a
gain
victory point.
one.
Cool,
That's
cool.
pretty good. That's kind of dangerous on like the heirs and stuff like that. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
I like that. Do we want to talk really quickly about kind of what our factions like to do, but what we've
Yeah,
seen
let's.
in
Why
our
don't we do
plays?
a quick overview of our faction's gameplay loop? So I'll talk about mine, and you can talk about yours.
Yeah.
The nobility is kind of acting as a pace setter for the game. Their goal is to get into the court and then just start passively gaining points every turn from the court. And they have a special tactic they can use to add additional cards to the court, which is not something that normally can be done. Normally, it's a single guy sits on the seat, single guy or gal sits on the seat and gets you points based on its authority. But with the nobility, you can keep adding cards there to keep building up that passive scoring, and then other people are going to have to try and usurp you from that court. Additionally, the nobility has a sort of back door into the court if they go through the wilderness and pick up their card up here through their site of power, if I'm
Yep.
terminologying correctly.
Site of power.
Yeah,
Correct.
this will automatically kick anything in the court out and go into there just to give you the nobility a head start. So that's really the core loop of the nobility is they're just trying to get in the court and then stay there.
Yep.
And Luke,
Yeah,
why
and
don't you
your
tell us?
tactics cards mostly just kind of help that primarily. You've got to like you can get your like woe maker with the giant cannon out and
Yeah,
stuff.
like so.
And
So
yeah.
this is the big one because it actually adds to my things in the core, and then I have a pretty basic like my flags get stronger in combat. I have the ambush that everyone has, where we can just swap other people's cards, and
Yep.
then a season of woe is a really weird one. It just lets me tutor out my deploy card, which is just a type of card you can put out to add to a clash in a
Yep.
certain way.
Which is interesting. It is interesting. Did you push that button last time to tutor it out? I can't remember
I'm
if you
pretty
did.
sure I did. I think I have in every
Okay.
game I've played
Yeah.
as nobility.
It is
Uh,
nice having that consistency. So
Yeah, because ideally it's acting as some sort of deck thinning if you want that.
yeah.
Anyway, why
Okay,
don't you tell us about the
so
uprising? Yeah.
yep. So Uprising primarily, so the gameplay loop of the Uprising is a lot about knowing the information of your opponent. So a big part of that is the Spy Master. So you have to get the Conspirator token, and what that lets me do is it lets me look at any unrevealed cards in a region or the Great Road, and then I can exchange my unrevealed card, and I can move them kind of around and help like maximize the lane battles. So that's really important. In regards to like my tactics, which I think these are also insanely important for the faction. School of the Streets is something I'm trying to punch as much as possible because it gives me +2 to the first card you reveal in each region this round. So pretty much I can get all the regions +2, which is very powerful. It helps me be able to win multiple regions and get multiple benefits and points. Got the ambush like everyone else. This take power back is interesting because it's more of like a little side quest, like mini quests I'm trying to achieve, where I'm like, okay, if I get one of these things, I get to increase my hand size, and that's important for this faction because almost all the card backs are based off like discarding top cards and things like that. And so I'm going to be burning through my deck really quickly. And in this game, when you burn through your deck, you start losing hand size. And so if I can increase it, I'm kind of just protecting my resources and things. And then finally, the Network of Spies pretty much lets me decide, hey, I'm going to look at my top cards, pick what I want. I'm going to look at Garrett's top cards and say, hey, you don't get these. So that's pretty much it. It's a lot of information knowledge and trying to obtain cards that let me eliminate other cards. And uh, yeah, I think that's mostly it. Did I miss anything, you
No,
think?
I think probably worth mentioning you have three separate cards you can acquire
I
through your site
do.
of power. So you have a lot of incentive to go to the wilderness just to
Yep.
sort of improve the cards that are in your deck by like, burning whatever you send up here and getting something better out of it.
Yep. 100%. So Okay. Um, I think it's time to get started,
I think
don't you?
so too. Hero Sevenfold saying they also backed this because they were overly fascinated by the game Oath, thanks to all of us. Which thank you, that's very sweet. I'm also always embarrassed when people say they watch those streams because they start out so rough. It's I mean, it's our oldest stuff. It's so shoddy. I will say though, this game aesthetically is very similar to Oath, but has almost nothing in common gameplay wise. Which
Yeah.
that can be a good or bad thing. That's not a value judgment. It just I see the comparison being made a lot, and I do think it's helpful for us to mention that. Yeah, obviously the game has something cool aesthetically, thematically in that vein, but gameplay wise, it could not be more different.
Yeah, it uses it like takes pieces and components and uses them for a whole different purpose. Which is, I mean, in regards to that, I mean, it means that they're doing something different. Which I
Yeah.
mean, most people want to have different games. So,
No, no,
so
I
it's a
want all of
positive.
my games to be exactly the same, Luke.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Oops. I guess I'll leave the stream.
All right, we should definitely get into it. We've been
Let's do it.
yammering on for quite a while now. Let's show these
Nah,
people what the game looks
that
like.
happens all the time. They don't come here to watch games; they just hear us yammer.
I'm pretty
Okay,
sure we just are white noise for people to fall asleep to most
that
of
is
the time.
true. I usually it's everyone just like good night. Oh, I'm off, and I'm like, oh, I helped you go to sleep. Thank goodness.
It's a service. It's a
It's a
valuable
service.
service.
It's a valuable service. Okay, I'm gonna do my spring action, so I'm gonna place
Yep.
my herald there, and I will not place any companies. We'll keep them off.
Okay, and so quick for the people at home, you're effectively saying, hey, I probably want to try and win this, unless there's some chicanery involved, like this is the space you want to try and win, but you're not willing to toss any of your extra bidding resource at it right now. All right, I have to do the same. I should think about my hand. I've been so busy stream hosting that I've not thought about my cards, like, at all. Uh... I'm sure not thinking about what I have is not going to be a problem in any way. You're going straight for the battlefield, which means you're trying to unlock Spymaster ASAP, which is fair. It's pretty fair. Unless you're going to do some sort of ruse and move it or something. Look at all. Yeah, Spymaster's pretty dang good for you. Do I gun for wilderness, or do I just try and pick up overseas expedition? Because we have like 2 axes to fight over sites of power right now.
We do.
Not that I'm
And
committing cards
I
to
didn't
this
really
yet, but
use the last, like this, the other option of overseas, which is nice. You can move a card to the lost pile and gain just a victory point. You just gain straight victory points.
yeah,
I
that
was
kind
usually
of deck thinning, and also moving something to your lost pile will get you supporters back. So like you could do a heavy supporter
yep.
cycle with that sort of thing. Like that is a cool effect too.
It's a very cool card. I don't think it's like so far from we've tested. It doesn't seem broken. It just seems like it's another avenue. It allows players to go, as you say, go on different axes to get what they want.
Which is actually something like we've specifically talked about maybe being one of our problems with the higher player counts is having everything bottlenecked through the one space. But I should really just play the game and stop talking so much.
They're gonna be like, these fools don't even know how to play the game. They're just
I know.
sitting here chatting.
We're just gonna do like an hour of chatting about the game and then just decide not to play at all and just make it a podcast episode.
Yep, it's a podcast episode. As I said, we'll just start one.
Do I do the obvious thing and toss it at wilderness? I'm second, so I get to choose resolution order. Yeah, sure. I'll be dumb. Let's just do that. And let's also toss a couple thingamabobbers up there.
Okay.
And that'll be me. On to summer, starting with both of us. We do the simultaneous commitment.
Oh, I forgot. That's the one change that the Great Road is not a
Yeah.
It's the second after that. It's in the in order step.
Yeah, they tweaked when we commit cards to Great Road, which I think is, I don't know how to feel about that change, positive or negative. I just don't know how to feel about it. But it's something that we are not 100% used to yet. Hello, Nitovi. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. This thingamabob is a technical term. It's technical enough for a dullard like me. Let's commit that to there. Let's commit that to there. Oh wait, I'm committing to the Great Road. Look at me. I was just talking about it.
It's weird. Well, it's the whole problem of playing a game before it's fully developed.
Right, right.
Like weird things you've learned, and then you're like,
because I want to say what 4 of my games were before they moved that timing, so it.
Yep.
I got a little bit of repetition putting it in my head. All right, I am done committing cards. You are done committing cards, it appears.
Oh, yeah.
So summer actions, starting with you.
Yep. So I will do my school streets.
Makes sense.
Which I know we normally just put these out already, but like, I mean, I guess theoretically you're not supposed to put them out right away. It's what it first reveals, but we know what it's doing.
It's a reminder, basically.
Yeah. I don't want to do any of the other things yet. I think that's it, because I'm not going to do ambush. I don't have the token, so I can't use it. And I think. Oh, and I am gonna put my Great Road. That's the other one.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
Yep.
Okay. I am not going to ambush likewise. I have no other summer actions except for committing to the Great Road, which I also will do. I kind of gave that away when I threw a card out there before, but hey, no harm, no foul. So we can move.
I feel like most of the time we have been pretty aggressive with the Great Road. Unless your hand is like, you're like, shoot, I kind of need these other cards for other things.
Yeah, the card pressure has not been so tight as to force us to not do it in the majority of cases. And the game has gone, on average, 4 to 6 rounds for us, depending on player count and stuff. So if you want, like a passive ability or an extra action or any of that stuff, you really do need to get it ASAP. Yep. So it just seems like you have to go for it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
All right. Autumn, I'm going to choose the resolution order of these. I'm going to remember what I put down. Right. Let's go for uno, dos, and tres.
Ah, shoot. We have Spanish. I don't even know Spanish.
Sorry. Let me do French. Un, deux, trois.
I don't actually know that one. Okay, is there anything else?
I don't think so. I think we can go ahead and reveal. Yeah. So let's start with 1. That is definitely yours. You win that big time.
Yep. So I will gain this token.
You will get a point for your deuter being there, your herald.
Yep. That is it.
Okay. Region 2. Oh, it's an eliminate. Gnarly.
What is that timing window, actually? Do I eliminate your...
I don't think so, right? It's the first step of the clash is reinforce or retreat, and the second step is eliminate? Yeah. So I do it in planning, and you do it in conflict.
Yep.
But
you would reveal before conflict. So whatever you are revealing would get killed, right? Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any way around this, and I'm not.
You'd have to have. There are small cards that are almost like the spy in Stratego? What is that? That like the one that can kill like the big one, like that counters.
Yeah, they're invulnerable to sword.
Yeah, and they kill the agent or whatever.
Yeah, so I need one of those in hand right now, which. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You'll find out.
I can't change anything about if you do or don't.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think. So being honest, I don't. So I was just trying to think through, is there anything else I can make happen? And I don't think there is. Is there any funniness with the eliminate keyword? When triggered, a player may choose one faction card from each opponent in the clash and resolved. So you actually only eliminate one, right?
Yes.
So if I play another card, I'd still theoretically have Scout's Report with a strength
Well, your
of.
Scout's Report is also invulnerable, so.
Invulnerable just means it would. No, that's different. You're right. Invulnerable. Okay. Well,
I can't eliminate this, so it's gonna be the other card. I will choose the other one. I'm currently sitting at a strength of 7 to your 2.
I have a strength of 5 because of the bolster 3.
Oh,
But
I forgot the bolster.
you're
Yes.
right. I was forgetting the +2, which is the big difference. I was thinking 5 to 5. Maybe I can finagle a way to make this work, but I don't see it, unfortunately. So we're just gonna retreat. Just gonna retreat.
Okay. I'm going to move this card to the site of power.
Makes sense to me.
And I will activate it right away to get these two.
Heroic Logic, thank you for the 14 months. We are on. Or hopefully, I was about to say hopefully we're gonna get back to more consistent stuff. And I was like, wait, we're about to travel for Thanksgiving for like a full week. Hero Sevenfold, the shield symbol counters the eliminate still, correct. I don't know what shield symbol you're referring to, but I don't believe I have anything that counters it based on what I can see at the moment. Start Spieler Games, this is the 5th time I have played and the 4th time Luke has played. We're kind of getting caught up on an intricacy of combat for a moment because I was trying to be clever. But I promise we have played before and we're just being slow. All right. That was that region done. You went to the site of power. You picked up 2 things, it looks like.
I did.
Cool beans. 3rd region. I have a ruse. I have let you win all 3 regions. This is terrible.
Which is going to activate activate that, which lets me get a hand size increase.
That's pretty awful. You're just gonna steamroll me again. Oh, this is terrible.
Place up to 3 cards on the bottom of your. Actually, I will do that. I'm gonna do the shrine. So I'm gonna get 1. Oh, I forgot to gain 1 from the wilderness. Give me 1 second. I also need to do that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's that. There's that. Sweet. I did that. Did that. That's done.
Okay.
Winter.
That's autumn all done. So on to winter. You win.
I don't really know if I really want overseas expedition.
Yeah, so now you have a decision. You don't need it nearly as much as you did before, but do you want to let me get it?
That's the question. Is I don't think I want you to get it because I'd rather keep it on the back foot. And so I think I'm going to take it.
It makes sense to me.
Now, it's not saying you can't get this. You can.
If I
because I don't probably want my 10 to keep locked in here. And so then it's like if I use the journey to like to consolidate to change it out and everything.
Or I could try to steal it. Like we've done very little stealing in our games, but that is something that exists.
It is. I feel like it's a lot of times just been because we've been seeing interesting new cars. We've been like, I think I can try to get these other things and then maybe later go and steal this thing from you. I don't know. We'll have to see. We have to think through it a little differently.
I wonder if I almost want Witching Pact just to try and like.
That is, I mean,
because it would foil your black powder plot, right?
Everything foils the black powder plot.
Right.
That's not. Poor stream. I'm going to tell you right now. I have a really powerful, supposedly powerful card called Black Powder Ploy. It has never done well for me, and it just seems to be countered by everything. So.
I mean, we've seen it proc 0 times across the 5 games.
Oh, it did happen once. We gotta be honest. It did happen once last game, but it was like not in a way that mattered really. It was just like I just kind of threw it out there and it did something, but not really that.
I think at that
or
point you'd
something.
already won against me anyway,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was not the thing to help me win the game. It was the thing that helped me close it out faster.
All right. Oh shoot! I just realized I'm a ding dong. I did not want to put my deploy guy here. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just making mistakes. That's okay. All right. That's winter action. Starting with you.
Okay. I'm
Network
gonna
of
do my.
Spies time.
Yep. So here I will throw these down.
Throw down a face down.
Yeah. 5. Yeah. 5.
Got something in my eye, making for great viewing. I just gouge my eye out on stream.
That is never a good thing. The one thing we talked about this before. The only thing I don't like about this, for viewers, and you'll maybe see this when we play a 4-player game, is that this thing is the worst when you have more than.
Yeah. At 4 players, this tactic is a huge drag every time. Like it just grinds the game to a halt. And it's not unreasonable to see it happen every other round, something like that. Hero Sevenfold, thank you so much for the 1,050 bits. Salt for the wound. Is that salt in my eye now? That's painful.
I mean, it's very fun. It's a very fun ability. It just slows it down a lot.
Slows it down a lot. Because you have to sit down and look at 5 cards for every player and choose which 3 to put on top and which 2 to put on bottom, or is it vice versa?
3 on top, 2 on bottom. And I'm a very quick player, and so that we were done. We got through it already, but most people are not always. If this one has AP, they will probably take 20 minutes to go through that card. So
yeah, I mean, our first time, it took several minutes at 4-player. Or 3-player. Anyway, moving on from winter to end of the year, we go ahead and clean up the board. Herald come back. Supporters.
You didn't want to use your winter action, did you?
Oh, winter. No, Season of Woe doesn't work because I was a ding dong and put my deploy here. And then House Endures, I don't want to use because I'm saving it for when I get into the court, ideally. But good question. Start Spieler asking, do we enjoy this game at 2 or prefer 3-4? We talked about this at the very start of the stream, so hopefully
2.
Hopefully I don't have to reiterate it too much. But yeah, we were kind of disappointed by the 3 and 4 player, honestly, which we were like getting kind of bummed out about it. And then we tried it at 2 and surprisingly liked it. Like we
tried it on a very weird whim on 2.
Right,
the story for us to try it on 2 was through reviews and other random tidbits of information I hunted down over the internet.
Yeah, you noticed that it was a lane battler, and the designers had talked about making it for 2 and then expanding it to multiplayer after that. And we were like, oh, maybe we should try it at 2. It's not working for us at 3 and 4 very well, so maybe we should give the original player count a shot. And it worked a lot better for us, which is why we're streaming it at 2-player today. We will try and stream a 4-player game in a couple days just to try and show that off as well. But again, I didn't want to like come out of nowhere just slamming the game. I wanted to at least show it off, and it's what I think is its best light before we did anything mean.
This is Red Faction's time to shine. Only 2. Let's go.
Yeah. So I mean, that's maybe worth mentioning is in all of our games, Red was basically a non-faction, a non-player in every game until we played our 2-player game on Tuesday, where you didn't demolish me, but it was pretty close.
Yeah.
And I think you're headed toward doing that again. So we'll
I feel
see.
like I've actually finally seen what the gameplay loop is, and I'm like, cool.
We should have reshuffled the kingdom cards.
Probably.
All right. I know I just got bogged down in our end of year. We're all cleaned up, right? We can go to the new round. Yep. All right. Yep. Round 2, we drop to hand size. Got 3 cards in hand, so I draw 3 cards.
Draw 5 cards.
I'm jealous. Turn order is victory points and going down. Neither of us have victory points, right? You should have victory points. There they are. I see them. You usually keep them over here. I got confused. You can put them wherever you want. I don't care. So you're going first, and I'm going second, and then we can move on to spring, starting with you. I'm going to glance at these new kingdom cards real quick. We got an airship port. Whenever one of your cards is removed from the court or site of power, you may move it to your hand, which is pretty neato. Swan Song Horn. That feels very difficult for me to say. That's the draw card, any phase, not exceeding hand size.
Intriguing.
We're
Very
getting
intriguing.
we're getting a bunch of the same cards as our last game.
We
I
are.
swear I shuffled.
Did we get this card last game? I don't
We
remember.
did.
Oh, okay, I didn't remember that one. I remember the other ones.
Wild. All right, you've committed that. No
I mean,
supporters.
there's only what 20. So there's not like a.
There's 45 cards total. We only play with a
Oh,
subset of 20.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get rid of the other ones. Oh, that's weird. Interesting.
Maybe I didn't shuffle when we swapped mods. I don't know. It's not important. It's not important. We initially booted up the other mod, saw that it had expansion content in it, and we were like, nope, not prepared for that.
Not prepared. There is. I'm gonna put 2 right there.
Alrighty. My spring. Oh, I need to be afraid of your collaborator token.
Oh, sorry, I get to do the other spring action.
Oh yeah, your spring action.
Yep. Sorry,
I thought you were done. You gotta do overseas
it's
now.
Weird thing of I forgot that like I keep forgetting that spring is like heralds and spring actions, and then it's like the whole like it's separate when you get to summer.
Yeah, it's slightly wonky.
The top 3 cards. Ooh, there goes the Archconspirator, which is a very powerful card. I'll flip that back. I will also discard the top card of my draw pile.
Not your scouts report.
To get that back. And then I'm gonna do my choose 1 or 2 cards from your hand. So I can choose. I'm going to choose. Let me double check something. I will choose this 4 or an Athopter Club, which is quest 2.
Where'd that run off to? Oh, it's up here. There it is.
Yep.
I was like, where'd you put that down?
I'm gonna get that card.
Yep.
Activate this, and then this guy.
He has Pathfinder, right?
Pathfinder. So I'm gonna go to the bottom of my draw pile.
So he has a special keyword that, when used for a site of power, instead of going to the lost pile, he comes back to you in a certain way.
Yep. So that's all mine. Now I'm good.
Alrighty. Now I will make mistakes. So you're trying to win Harvest Field and just get that point lead on me. I feel like my draws have been great every game except this one and the last one.
I definitely hurt your draws though, because I did.
Oh yeah, right. This is the first time that I have not immediately used Season of Woe to shuffle my deck after you,
which has canceled that power. But because of this, I actually was able to utilize it really well, and it was very good. Because I won't lie, I sent your 11 to the bottom. It's like, get out of here.
Oh, my poor Viceroy. I need him.
That's a very strong card.
It is a strong card. Gosh. Yeah, chat. I haven't watched it yet, but that new No Pun Included video is all about that sort of thing. The idea of content and Kickstarters.
Yeah, I would recommend watching that video. And I think that it's a good video that hopefully the board game community is kind of thinking about in a discourse of.
All right, we'll just do the dumb, straightforward thing and toss it at Wilderness, and we'll live with our decisions. I have no other spring actions of note, so we can go ahead and move on to summer and start committing cards. Let's go for... All right, I am good. How about you?
I'm good.
All right, summer actions, starting with you.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna place that the Great Road. I will use my conspirator. I'm gonna look at this one. As I knew you were going to do. That's so funny. It's like the thing you do every single time.
Yeah, the additional context is in our Tuesday game. I repeatedly committed my scouts report up here and had Luke Spymaster on it.
I'm gonna switch it.
All right,
Actually, sorry. Instead of switching these two, I'm gonna switch these two.
perhaps that's exactly what I wanted.
Maybe it is, but we shall see. I will also do School of Streets again. And that should be it. And the other part of this for chat, I can exchange a card with the Spy Master. I am not going to. I'm just going to keep what I've got. So.
All right.
Start Spieler. The real thing is that no one plays the games that they buy. We're all monsters.
It's true. Nobody plays games. Games are for collecting, not playing.
We have shelves for reasons. I feel like statistically, shelves are cheaper than tables. So inherently, it's easier to just store a game than it is to play a game on a table.
The real trick is to turn your board games into furniture.
They become your tables and your shelves.
Yes. When people say to table a game, what they actually mean is to turn the game into a table. Also, hi, Tom. Welcome. I could ambush and muddle with you, but my cards also might just suck. So, like, is it worth it? I don't know. If I just get your seconds at the Great Road, is that okay? Might be. I feel like there's 2 to 3 good cards here. Certainly some better than others, though. So let's toss a card at the Great Road. And I'll just hold on to my ambush. And we can move along to Autumn.
Okay.
I'm second, so I get to place the resolution tokens. Oh, that's not right.
What I'm
That's
curious about with this game is its table presence, because I feel like it actually is pretty confined. Like it's not gonna like it'll fit on a table pretty easily. It seems to me.
I think it depends a lot on just how large these individual components are
True,
in
it
person.
does.
Because if these are so let's think these are tarot-sized cards, right?
Yeah.
So tarot size is big, and if we imagine that the game board is 3 tarots high, plus an extra tarot below for the Great Road and an extra tarot above for this stuff, you could modularize that a little bit, move the Great Road somewhere else or these somewhere else. But you're looking at like 5 tarot cards high. That actually does add up a bit, particularly if you then go 4 tarot cards wide, plus any additionals for deploying or anything like that.
You might not be able to fit this on a coffee table easily.
No, I don't think this is coffee table size. I think this secretly is actually a moderate amount of table space. Because that's not even factoring in the player tableaus either.
Which also has like tarot cards in front and top. And
yeah, like you could cut off any. Oh, actually, I was gonna say you could cut off below space, but actually the purple faction has the 2 tarot cards locked beneath their tactics. So that actually, like they need 3 tarots of height for their space.
Yeah.
Hero Sevenfold asking if board game tables are worth it.
I have one. I have a cheaper one than like a big one, and like I've got just it pretty much is where it has like a recent like it you can change the height of the actual like under table and then it has a cover. I personally love it. It's really nice. It's really helpful for like because I use it normally it's just a kitchen table and then it's like okay we'll take
Yeah,
those off and
I mean, I'll be
it's nice for
honest.
rolling dice and everything.
We have one as well that is it is I have issues with the exact model of table, but the general concept of the board game table I really like. I enjoy having the vaulted table space, game space. I love having the neoprene inlay. I love being able to cover it. Not that we do very much because we don't host people like the recluses we are, but I like having the
I
option.
expect it covered next week.
You want to use it and you know it.
I know. So just don't cover it.
Do I want to go for like that? Sure, why not? I don't think it makes a big difference, and I should stop belaboring the point. All right, let's resolve the first region. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. I forgot one of your cards up here had bolster on it, honestly.
Yep.
That's pretty neato. All right, well, you
Okay.
definitely win that.
So
Big
I'm
time.
gain 3. Do you just want a short stream, Garrett? Because that was happening.
I promise that I'm just getting bad draws plus a couple of misplays.
I get it.
I
Okay, let's do
promise.
2.
Yes. I want stream to know that I won a couple of our multiplayer games. Like I didn't do terribly.
No, you did not.
It's just 2-player. I'm bad at 2-player. All right. I'm gonna stop doing the bit.
I'm currently at not 9. I have +1 to your bolster, so I
Yeah,
effectively I have 10.
you effectively have 10, and you eliminate flag.
Which is intriguing with your School of Stones.
Hey, low key, I just want this stupid scouts report out of my hand.
That's a hard thing when you retreat. It just goes back in your hand. And
Right.
you're like, ah.
Cosmic Can't. I think that's sandbagging. I'm definitely sandbagging. All right, you know what? I'm gonna let you win this one. Can I not resolve? Is the reinforced retreat optional or in any way or no? No,
I
it's
think
not.
you have to
I have to.
choose.
All
Yeah.
right, I'll just retreat it to my hand, and we'll deal with it. We'll deal
Okay.
with it.
I will do Necropolis. I will gain another point.
And I will put everything I have into the third region. This is definitely going to work.
Shuffling my discard pile. And I'll flip it over. I'm drawing 3 cards. And discard up to 3. Okay.
All right. Third region. Eliminate crown. Gross. Well, you're not a sword.
I'm not a sword.
You're stronger than me, and all I could really do is treat your card as if it's blank, except for its strength, which doesn't do much in this case, unfortunately. I was hoping to have a little more, but I can't, and you just win this and get to increase your hand size again.
Yep, I'm gonna win that. I'm gonna choose the castle, gain 1.
I'm doing a great job of making people think I'm competent.
Throw that in there. Yeah, gain a hand size. And I also get a point from my first and last uprising.
You're
Okay.
you're basically halfway to winning right now, and I have 0 points.
This is not how our game went
Tuesday, I at least put up a fight. Oh
Yeah.
Lord. Oh, Pat says that I'm competent, and it pains him to say this, but you're just more competent, Luke. That's great and
Thank
true.
you, Pat.
And true. You know it's true because Pat said it. He did not want to. Oh man.
Love you, Pat.
All right. Well, that was autumn, so we move on to winter. All right. Well, here's the embarrassing thing. You're going to win here too.
Boy, I had to take the airship port. Like, I have to. Like, that's like.
Does it even do much for you at this point? Like,
but it
really?
stops you. I'm just like.
I can't even get to the cord or to the
That's
side
true.
of power, you know?
Yeah, part of me's like, maybe I.
Like, do you just take anything else?
Honestly, propaganda advisor might be the play here because I can make sure because I want to be behind you.
Yeah, now you can.
Like I want to set up the ordering in the way I want it, and so.
Oh Lord.
Lily, I failed with this faction way more times than Pat did.
Gosh, I'm just embarrassing myself. I think Swan Song Horn is maybe slightly more useful for me, but if I'm being realistic about the tempo of this game, like I maybe need to try and maximize points with Assassin's Guild.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like we're officially in shoot the moon territory. Like I just have to
I will say,
get every point I
played
can.
my 3 most powerful cards.
You did,
like in a row, and so like.
And this is what I was afraid of happening after you unlocked all of them. So,
and this is where, for viewers at home, it's like where Red has struggled has been that they have not been able to get these 3.
Yeah,
until later in the game, and it's so crucial for their success that this happens.
Yeah, so this is a good point to maybe take a break from embarrassing myself and talk about our multiplayer games slightly, where the Red faction in every multiplayer game we played was unable to successfully get to their side of power and unlock their cards. They were unable to win all 3 lanes and trigger take the power back to increase their hand size. So they effectively floundered in every game. And the hidden information was not useless, but it was not especially useful with the noise of a 3-player or a 4-player game. There was limits to how effective that knowledge could be.
What's hard when you have the higher player counts is that because everyone starts with their 10s, it makes it that like there's a high chance that there are multiple 10s being played, and so certain things will not trigger as often. Like the granularity of the like the lower and mid values is way more apparent in the 2-player.
Way more apparent. And the other thing that you're not seeing in this 2-player game here is basically every faction wants to win the wilderness space and go to their side of power. All 4 factions have in some way their gameplay loop or engine, their asymmetric engine gated through wilderness behind the side of power. There are occasionally other ways to get into sites of power, but the wilderness is the primary bottleneck by which that happens. So it puts that additional pressure on the Red faction from just having all 4 players going for it. And some of the other factions, I think it's fair to say, maybe have better tricks for actually winning wilderness. Like Green is really good at winning like 1 lane, right?
Yep.
I think we could say that's accurate based on our games with them.
Yep.
Whereas Red, as we can see, is a little more focused on going wide.
And that's hard when you have a lot of other people who can like focus in on a specific lane.
Yeah. I mean, blue usually is decent at giving one good push to a single lane. Granted, I've drawn the Viceroy, which is my strongest card by certain metrics. The majority of the games I've played as blue, and that has not happened in this game. And as Luke mentioned, he bottom decked it for me, which sucks. But there are things that blue can do that are not lining up for me right now to facilitate the situation we're in, but that have in the past historically added on to the troubles red has had. We're getting way in the weeds. I lost track of where we are. We end of round.
We're at the end. That's the reason we stopped, because we got through the end of the round, end of year.
Cool.
So,
all right.
No winner yet.
No winner yet, but we are halfway there. To answer, Cosmic was asking earlier if there's any chance of recovery. I think in this case there's actually not a lot of chance of recovery. Maybe I'm just bad. I'm almost certainly just bad right now. But in my experience, there is a bit of a snowball effect to this game. And the blue faction in particular, they are all about setting up an early advantage and keeping it. They are not so much about building up an engine and coming from behind. Whereas the purple faction is explicitly that. Like, that is just what their game plan is. And the green faction is...
probably can do that. It probably can come from behind.
Yeah, I think the green faction is most like the red faction. The two have a lot of similarities, just some differences there, but they're the most alike out of the four factions. I think. I don't think that's an unfair...
I think so. No, I think that's right.
All right, I'm drawing cards.
I am also drawing cards.
Yeah, Pat, I've been thinking about 3-player matchups and wondering if there's a good 3-player matchup that we're not finding yet. But yeah, I really don't think that 4-player works based on our 3 games of it and our games of other player accounts. It just seems too much. Interesting. Okay, you've done your start of year stuff?
Yep.
Cool. On to spring, starting with you, unless you wanted to propaganda advisor at the start of the year.
I will, actually. Yep.
All right.
I was just making sure there wasn't anything. Yep.
Yeah. Then in that case, spring starting with me. Here we go.
I think I'd rather react to you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
Since the pillage thing isn't out, there's no pillage stuff right now.
Yeah, having a pillage card out would be, I think, the main reason to... Honestly, there's still reasons to go later with that, because it's not like heralds block a pillage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. I mean, I was going to say the upside is I haven't been at least, losing with my herald in the same place as yours, but I also have no points for you to steal by doing that.
True.
Embarrassing.
You can't lose points if you don't have any.
It's a big brain strategy. Yeah. You're down to 2 more uses of Spy Master. Gosh. This is going terribly.
Pat, also, I think one thing that's interesting is where I'm thinking about 3-player a little bit more is I feel like if you played a lot of 2-player in this game, you would learn how factions worked better, and you might be able to thread the 3-player line more. I don't know if it gets to the 4-player stuff as much, but I think there's still more openness in the 3-player that can work around.
Yeah, start Spieler. That's a great question. It is just points. The game will end when somebody has achieved 20 victory points at 2-player or 15 at 3 or 4-player.
Yep.
Cool. I didn't lie.
That is correct. And the base game, they might You never know with the expansion stuff.
Yeah,
They have a lot of different things.
a lot of different modules, more than I can honestly keep track of right now.
We are reviewing the base game with nothing extra.
Yeah.
Reviewing and playing.
Talking about and playing.
Yeah, not reviewing, mostly just talking. Spewing nonsense about.
All right, let's toss this at the harvest field, and we will just leave it at. Oh no, I've this is when we do supporters. That's right. Okay, we're going all out. Then let's go all out. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Let's put. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, this is just terrible. Terrible, awful, no good. Let's put. Like that. We'll call it. Spring actions done for me.
Okay, I'll place my Herald.
How'd I know you were doing that? How'd I know?
Oh no, it's meant to go out the edge. Okay, I did that. I'll use overseas expeditions. And so I will throw down this and this. Activate both to get like the extra power or whatever.
Yep.
Which should allow me to flip those two back over. And so let me double check. Yeah, so that guy will go to
Lost pile. Which gets you a supporter back.
Yep. And then this guy's Pathfinder, so he will
bottom deck.
Yeah, bottom deck. And then was there anything else I wanted to do in the spring? I don't think so. Oh yeah. Nope, nothing else.
All right, you're all done in spring?
Yep.
Then on to summer. Let's go ahead and commit some cards. You ready?
Yep.
All right, summer actions starting with me. Let's just go ahead and ambush. And let's change up the board. Let's flip these two. Let's see if I regret that. And then I have, Great Road's an additional summer action. Do I want to go for the Great Road? I have my maximum of 2 kingdom cards. I could reinforce, or I could try to steal. Or potentially I'm going to use up one of my kingdom cards and want a new one. I'll toss one out, and we'll leave it at that. Your go, summer actions.
Toss one out, pop that off. +2s.
No surprise there.
No surprise there. And then I will use this. I'm going to look at this card.
You have a superpower, Luke.
I do. I do have a superpower.
Use it responsibly.
That's fine. I'll keep everything as it is.
Okay. Any other summer actions? You good?
No, that's it.
All right. On to autumn. You are now second player, actually, so those are all yours.
Okay.
Shall we begin?
Yep.
You have an eliminate sword. Righto. I am definitely going to reinforce. Let's pop this guy out there.
Okay.
And then you're currently 7 to my 11. Am I reading that right?
You're reading it right.
So I just win, or do you have any shenanigans I need to be aware of?
Nope, you just win.
Cool. Cool beans. Then I'm going to go ahead and resolve this location. I'll get the 2 points plus an additional point for my herald being there, plus stealing one from you.
I gave you your point from me.
Thank you. And we're pretty sure that's all right, right? We're not getting way too many points?
Nope, and you should have 4 points at the end of it.
That's what I thought. Like we checked that our last game because we're like, that feels like a lot, but we're pretty sure it's right. Okay, on to region 2.
Yep.
Fun. Fun.
We both eliminate. Is that what happened?
Yeah, we both have eliminate because of my Assassin's Guild. So I'm going to get a point for eliminating something, and then you're going to also eliminate mine. Mine's loyal, so it goes there. Yours is not, so it gets lost piled. Yeah, neato. And then you win because of your +2, right? Or does that have any weird wording we need to be aware of? To the first card you reveal in each region, you no longer have a card. Do we just tie at 1?
I think we tie at 1.
Okay, and I guess we get to add another card, huh? Because that's how that works, right? On a tie, you get to keep adding.
Yep. Let's do it.
Neato. Would it have been better for me to just null out your eliminate and simplify the whole thing? Use up my kingdom card, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I apologize. I think we need to slightly retcon and do that. I think that's going to be better for me. So I'm going to treat your engaged faction card as if it is blank except for its strength, which means it will not eliminate mine. I still eliminate yours, and then I need to return this. And I just win. No extra card. And oopsie, get out of here.
Oh, I forgot to get a point from this guy in the authority. I forgot to do it in spring.
Oh, yeah. You're totally right. You have the court. You were owed a point. Remind me, if your kingdom card returns, the card occupying it goes to your discard, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's in contrast to when you overwrite an occupying card with a stronger one, because then in that case, the weaker one goes to your hand.
Yes.
Okay. I win this. I now can... So here's the annoying thing. I don't have the Viceroy, so I can't just get the Queen long ago.
Yeah, because she's expensive.
She's expensive. And
I feel like normally you're like, it feels like we've been consistently getting the Viceroy early, so we're able to get her going right away.
Yeah, that's been a big deal in our games. Is I've gotten it early in all but 2 of my blue games. So I could...
The last one and this one, and then...
Yeah, I basically just need to decide, is it better for me to just kick you out of the court directly, or is it better to work toward the Queen? And I think it's better to just kick you out directly.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Shut down your scoring now. And then worst case scenario, I just reset some of my progress with the Queen later or something.
You're still getting a +1, and so if you're able to do it next round, it's not hurting you that much.
Exactly. That's my thought process.
Court goes to discard, right?
That sounds right, but I honestly am not sure. So we can check that if you want. Also, Pat, thank you so much for the 20 months, man. So I was trying to not lose my thought process at any point because I've definitely been letting chat distract me. But thank you, of course.
Don't think Pat.
Screw you, Pat.
If you want to resolve the last one, I look for this.
Yes, I can do that. I was just gathering my bearings back. It's your ruse. Look at that. And you have nothing there to move, so I just win it.
You do.
Pretty neato. So I'm going to get a point because whichever space I resolve gets me a point. And I could either toss cards onto the bottom of my draw pile, or I could shuffle my discard and draw up to 3 into my hand, and then potentially discard up to 3.
Yeah, it goes to discard pile.
I'm gonna resolve Necropolis. Shuffle my discard pile and draw up to 3 cards into my hand. Oh, I did that wrong in our last game. I was reading it as shuffle your discard pile into your deck, but it's just shuffle your discard pile and draw 3 from there.
Oh, you cheater.
I cheated badly. You still steamrolled me, so it didn't matter. Actually, my discard is hot garbage. We are not doing that. We will place up to 3 cards in any order on the bottom of my draw pile. They must be engaged and or from my hand. So let's put 1, 2, 3. Let's do it like this. Okay, stack up for me.
Yeah, you came back. You got a lot of points this round.
I was about to say, I am coming back. There we go. They finally stacked. TTS being silly. Cool. Shrine resolved. That's all 3 regions. That's autumn done. So we can move on to winter. Let's resolve the Great Road. Ready?
Yep.
Look at that. I narrowly beat you. Surprised. Strange Ring gives a card invulnerable. Interesting. Emboldened Brigands is cool to get +3 strength when trying to steal a kingdom card. Airship Port might be good for me to grab now. So even if I have to kick things out from the court or a side of power, I can move it to my hand. That's actually pretty tempting. And then Swan Song Horn is cards. That's always good. Yeah, let's grab Airship Port. Maybe that's too aspirational of me, but I will do it anyway.
I'm going to do Consolidate. Get my 10 out of there.
Okay. Winter phase done?
Yep.
Or not done, I should say. Sorry. Great Road done. Winter actions starting with me. That's actually relevant because I could use House Endures and or Season of Woe right now.
Well, you do that. I'm going to just start working on
Yep.
like that because it won't change anything.
This is a big decision, actually. I had 4 cards in my deck before I added 3 more to it. I'm about to draw 6, so I am getting Viceroy into my hand. You and I both know this. Do I just bolster up the court as it currently exists? No, I can't, because they changed House Endures. It's now only from your hand, and I have no more cards in my hand. So that decision doesn't exist. Do I want to use Season of Woe?
Whoa.
Just do your best Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
Yep.
It's a reference to Lily out there. There's an internet sketch show by Auntie Donna called The Most Uncomfortable Guessing Game in the World or something like that. Actually, Pat saw this too. It's a great little sketch improv show, but one of the things is a Keanu Reeves where the guy's impression is basically just saying "whoa" the entire time. It's very funny. All right. Speaking of, real quick, I picked up my Comet card, which is, as we both know, my deploy card, and I'm going to in winter because that's the timing for deploy, despite not being on the card anywhere, which annoys me. I'm going to go ahead and deploy that there. And then that's my winter done and dusted. So you can do your winter actions if you have any. And I'm going to clean up my king.
No, it's only this one, but I don't have it, so.
We'll put my tenor back into my hand, by the way, because of loyal. Okay. End of year. We've refilled the kingdoms. Go ahead and move on to start of year. We can drop to our hand size. Oop. And then would you like to... Oh, I should say... Sorry. Let's resolve the order track. You still have the most points, right? Yeah.
Yep. I will put myself still behind you.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that was my question. Then moving right along to spring, starting with me. Nidoskeedo. I have no supporters left. Gnarly. All right. Oh, we're in spring. This is technically first and then spring actions, so I'll do it right. But I'm just trying not to forget the court. You have 9 points?
Yeah.
And I have 7. So I actually am coming back with a vengeance. We'll see if it's enough. The cat's making terrifying noises from the other side of my door. Do I go for wilderness or harvest field or what? Hard to say. Let's put one up there. And spring action for the court, I'll gain a victory point. And no other spring actions. Yep, that's going to be it. All you.
Okay. I will, so I'll put my herald here. I will place this guy there. Not activated, just placing. And I will
Oh, yeah, with your overseas expeditions. I understand. All right, understand.
And I will discard the top 3 cards.
And refresh School of the Streets, yeah.
So.
Your hand size is still 7. Wow. Okay. Done with spring actions?
Yep.
Summertime. Here we go. All right, I'm ready when you are.
I am also ready.
Okay. Summer actions, starting with me. I have nothing. So right along to you.
Hope that's how I do.
Oh, sorry. Great Road is summer action.
Oh, yeah. Do that while
I need to read the 2 new ones, actually. The Tin Crown came out.
Ooh. That's very nice. That's very powerful.
I might actually have to go for that, huh? I might. All right, we'll put a card out. All right.
After my card out, I am going to use the last of this token.
Makes sense.
I'm going to look at this card.
For once, it is not the the reinforce or retreat card.
Interesting. I gotta think about this. Give me 1 second.
You're fine. I'll just kill time. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh, hi there, Makecraft game. Who could you be? Started playing Ori and the Blind Forest lately. It's all right. I like Metroidvanias a lot. I find the graphics a little cluttered. They're very pretty, but it makes me hard to see what's going on sometimes. And I don't love the combat.
I'm just gonna use my ambush.
Gonna use your ambush.
These two.
Neato Skeeto.
Name 2 traits. I'm gonna name the air. And a scout's report. So we'll see.
You can go ahead and burn that tactic too.
I will burn it in a second. So
you're fine.
Okay.
Any other summer actions?
Nope.
Then we can move on to autumn, and you're going to choose the resolution order. Yep. All right, shall we?
Yep, you shall.
Region 1.
Ah, the Viceroy.
The Viceroy. You have a bolster 3, and you're a 10 to my 11.
Yep.
So I win?
You do win.
Cool. I'll gain 2 points.
Okay.
And then I'm going to trade these up for a 5. One, 2. Is that another 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 2 5s. If they would highlight. They refuse to highlight. All right. Done. On to region 2. Hold on. I haven't looked because I need to decide if I'm going to deploy first.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing you have bolster 3, I think I need to. And now we can go ahead and flip.
Okay.
Ah, Scout's report. Now you know I didn't peek.
I'll throw down this, which actually is going to work. And so I will get rid of this. And then I get to resolve the clash as a win in my favor.
You do indeed. Do I have any sneakiness there? No. I mean, my guy has eliminate, but I don't know if that matters. Do I eliminate something anyway? Planning step. Let's check. No, you're going to win it in the planning step.
Yep.
Cool beans.
So that gets eliminated.
Which means he can go to my discard because he's resilient, right? Is the right keyword for that? We'll go ahead and do that.
I just gained 1. I'm gonna just do the court, but I can't. I don't have anything with authority out, so I can't. I can't knock you out. But that's fine. And so then we'll do the last one.
That also procced your tactic, didn't it? Take the power back.
Oh, yep. So that goes up to 8. Yep. So
all right. Third region.
So this one will get eliminated.
It will. And then
but I have 5 because I have bolster 3. So
tie. The +2s to your card again. And I'm guessing bolsters. Shoot, I'm guessing bolsters the same thing. To the first clash, actually, that doesn't necessarily apply to the card, but I think regardless, the +2 doesn't apply anymore, so we can call it mine.
Okay.
I think. I'm not cheating you, right?
No, I don't think so.
All right, I'll go ahead and resolve. How many cards are in my deck? 2? Yeah, let's resolve the shrine again. So I'll gain a victory point and place up to 3 cards in any order on the bottom of my draw pile. They must be engaged and or from my hand. Let's put Viceroy in there. Oh my gosh, you disappeared. Come back. Viceroy's going in there. Poor Titus of Dawns and Dusks does not get to go back. But I guess we'll toss Mr. Eliminate in there. Maybe deploy card? Actually, you know what? Let's put the... No, the math doesn't make sense there. Does it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I may as well put a different one. Yeah, we'll put this guy in there. Okay.
Okay.
On to Winter.
Yep.
What you got? Okay. Interesting. I could take Tin Crown. I feel like I have to take Tin Crown. Yeah, I don't even know if there's a debate here. I think I just have to take Tin Crown. And just hold on to whatever lead I have. So we'll just grab Tin Crown and kick out the Assassin's Guild. It's neat, but its time has come. Okay, now I forget. Does my old occupying card go to my hand in this case, or is that only when you consolidate?
No, it goes to your hand.
You sure?
Yeah, I just read the...
Okay, I believe you. What would you like, if anything?
I will do the Swan Song Horn, so I'm gonna get that. Get rid of that.
You done with the turn order shenanigans?
Yeah, because now I'm behind you, so then I'm kind of getting the benefits still the same. So
Oh, wait a minute. What's the timing? Maybe I would have been better off stealing overseas expeditions from you. Because I had enough to take it from you. I had a 7 to your 5, right?
yes,
And that would let me get the queen in spring and immediately score the extra point from that. Because her authority is 2 instead of 1. Not getting Tin Crown sucks. It ends up... Tin Crown gets me the extra point anyway, but it doesn't get the queen into circulation, which I think is the big deal. Yeah, I think I need to not take Tin Crown. I think I need to actually steal your overseas expedition if you want to change your decision.
interesting. Okay, so you grab the bottom card. I forgot how to
Yes,
do it on
I can do
TTS.
that. Whoa.
Oops. I think I'll still throw that to the bottom.
Well, you don't need to. You have an open spot now.
Oh, I do have an open spot.
Yeah, that guy goes to your hand. I just double checked.
Okay. So the 7 that was on this.
Yes.
So this goes to my hand. This I will probably take the Swan Song, or not that one. The Tin.
The Tin Crown.
Yep, that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Okay.
Winter actions.
Do you have any winter actions?
Maybe. No, I'm not going to use House Endures because I have my whole little clever scheme with overseas expeditions, and We'll see if that actually plays out. And I don't want to burn Age of Woe at this moment.
Okay.
So no winter actions for me.
I am going to deploy card here.
All right. End
Okay.
of year cleanup.
Yep. It's got a lot closer really quick.
It really did. I was sitting here playing it up a little bit, and I was like, I'm playing this up a little too much, and especially I did now in retrospect with me catching up like this. All right, we cleaned up.
Yep.
Start of the year. Draw up to hand size. Yeah, so much for the snowball, Tom. I had a really good round, which I still don't entirely know how I did that, but it worked out better than I had anticipated, honestly. And then I'm going to be first in turn order, and you're going to be second. Would you like to change that, Luke?
No.
Alrighty. Then we can move along to spring. Starting with me, I'm going to put my Herald out. Let's put it...
Those eliminates definitely helped. I think that was what
The Kingdom card eliminate you're talking about, or
both I mean the fact that you had that one and also your other eliminate was like nice to have. Like you had kind of both of
yeah, it
those
did.
abilities.
It did give me a big swing turn. I'm gonna put my Herald in the Harvest Field, and then I'm going to start using spring actions, starting with Overseas Expeditions. I'm gonna choose one or two cards in my hand with Quest, and for each card, I'm gonna either move it into my site of power or move it to the lost pile and gain a point. Let's go ahead and move Viceroy into my site of power. I don't think I actually... Maybe I pushed the advantage a little bit. I'll also send one to the lost pile to gain a point and get a supporter back. Yeah. Okay, moving my guy into the side of power. I'm gonna then immediately activate it to put the queen in the court. Because of airship port, whenever one of my cards is removed from the court or a side of power, I may move it to my hand. So that's going to put both the Viceroy and the other guy into my hand. And then I am out of spring actions. Actually, I guess I have a supporter now, but that's fine. I don't want to use it. All right. Oh, no. The court. I need to actually resolve the court. The one thing I forgot to do, I need 2 more points. Oh, that was embarrassing. All right, now I feel like I'm cheating.
No, this has been good.
This is once again. I think this is a better game. You can tell me if you have a different opinion. I think this is a better game than any of our multiplayer games were.
100%. Like I like the fact that you came back. Like I like seeing that. It doesn't feel like that in the higher counts.
Yeah.
So this has actually been really intriguing to see that. So, and to show everyone the fallacies of our arguments. I don't have. Actually, so I'm literally just gonna discard my whole hand.
You're just kidding. Your whole deck, you mean?
Yeah, whole deck. Yeah.
And refresh everything. Yeah, get all your tools in play.
Yep.
Okay.
Done.
All done in spring.
Yep.
Then let's go to summer. I think I'm ready. What about you?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, summer actions. Starting with me, I have nothing. So it's all you.
Okay. I just have School of Streets.
You also have Artful Ambush if you want it. No, you burned that, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah, that's gone away. Oh, actually, I should have
You
gained
should have
just
gained 1 point,
one
yeah.
victory. Yep. So,
Good catch.
I'm. Did you, Garrick? Did you want to put anything on the Great Road? I am
Oh
not
gosh,
going to.
I keep forgetting that that's there. Thank you for asking.
I'm not currently.
Well, don't tell me that.
Actually, maybe I will.
Better. I will put something down. If that,
Actually, no.
yeah, there you
After I
go.
thought about it, I actually was like, actually, no, I do want to chase that.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. On to Autumn.
Yep.
You have priority choice. Neato.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Bolster 3. Surprise, surprise. And you're a 10 to my 11 once again, unless I'm missing
Yep.
something.
Yep. No, use same.
All right, then I'm going to go ahead and resolve this.
Yep.
Gain 2 points plus 1 plus steal 1 from you. Oh, that feels dirty.
Yep. Nope. It works like that. I was like worried about that a little bit. I was hoping that you were going to be putting the vice right to the very top, but makes sense. You're just going for points.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're in a little bit of a race right now.
Yep.
Okay, second region.
Yep.
9 to 9, but you have bolster plus 2, so that's all you.
Yeah. So I will do Necropolis. I will gain a point. I will shuffle my discard. Draw 3. Yep. I'll get rid of those 3. Okay.
On to third region.
Yep.
Did you want to deploy?
Yes, I will deploy.
Okay. I have a Scout's Report, your favorite card.
Yep.
I'm going to use it to put out the Gilded Wall.
Okay. Dang it. Yep.
Yep. So for the
I
audience
think
at home,
I think this is gonna close it out for you to win it.
I think so too. For the audience at home, the Gilded Wall is my equivalent of the Black Powder plot. It lets me immediately resolve the clash as a win in my favor, forfeiting, actually resolving the action, and then I fortify, which means this blocks out a space, and the other players have to win the row and choose to forego an action in order to kick out the fortify card. Then, on a subsequent turn, they have to win the lane again in order to actually resolve here and kick me out of the court. So that's the core loop of
Yep.
my faction in a nutshell, is trying to get into the court, usually with this card from my side of power, and then put the Gilded Wall here to protect it. Which usually I've done in the early game, and in this game, Luke put up a good fight in the early. That's the wrong phrasing because that sounds like it's over, which it isn't necessarily. But
I think. I mean, what you're at 17? No, 19.
18.
18. But you're about to gain multiple points at the start of the next round, and I won't be able to get rid of this.
Yeah.
And I can't. I don't think I can't score enough to beat you out on there.
I don't think so either. But I don't want. I realized it was coming off like way cockier than I meant it to be. I just meant to say that you really had me on the ropes in the early game.
No. I think so. No, it was just that like some of these clashes just didn't go my way in the middle, and you got a lot of points. And my engine kind of faltered in the middle. So I'm trying to think if there's a way. So if I like say I cancel this up one.
Because like if you win, even if you win Battlefield and steal 2 points or remove 2 points from me, I'm going to be gaining 3 from the court because it's got the 2 plus whatever one I'll add with House Endures. So that's going to effectively be a +1 before anything else happens. So I'm at 19, so I just have to earn 1 point to close out the game.
And that's really hard to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can call it here, to be completely honest.
Why don't we play out the round real quick and
that works for me.
And we'll see. Or maybe we just speed run through the last round or something just for the sake of the stream.
We can speed run through the last of it.
All right, autumn's done, so we're on to winter.
Yep.
I have an 8 with 0. Okay. Well, this feels extra gross, but I was going to steal the 10 crown from you.
Yep. I was guessing that was what's going to happen.
I didn't want to say it before it happened, but yeah, that was the plan. And we'll
speed through the last, speed run through the last round, because you're about to get more than the points that you initially said.
I am. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Go ahead and do what you want to do with the Great Road.
Man,
I feel really bad for playing up my sorrows in the middle of the stream now. Hopefully it wasn't annoying. I really was trying to just be entertaining and not obnoxious.
But it's intriguing though. I think actually, and I guess to explain where I felt like you weren't being you weren't lying about it.
No, I did.
I think a lot of times what's happened is the Viceroy has been utilized immediately to get this.
Yeah.
And then has been a lost pile and is not using the power of the 11. And it actually is intriguing to think about it not being utilized for that, and utilized just as a pure strength card, which I think is actually because of its fist symbol.
It's immune to some of the traditional tricks.
Yeah, most of my eliminates can't hit this. It's only a very specific one to eliminate can actually hit it. So,
and I got honestly. A big thing again was just my super strong synergy of the overseas expedition and the one that the airport that let me get the cards back immediately, like that.
Yeah.
That first got my engine on. Yeah, that got my engine online, and then it kept me in a great position to hold it afterward. So
Which is intriguing that both of the people who've won both the 2 games we played 2-player has been who had that combo and everything like that. To be honest. So okay.
All right. Let's speed run through this last round really quick for the sake of the stream, just having a complete game.
Let's do it.
End of the year, nobody has won yet. We can go ahead and clean up right quick. That guy stays out. Discard. Oh, winter actions. I'm sorry. We got a winter action. That's actually really relevant for me in particular.
Yeah, for you. I do not have any winter.
I use House Endures, which is, again, a big part of my faction engine that I've not been able to demonstrate. But I get to add one of my flag cards from anywhere in my hand, or, and this is the relevant one, if I have a card in the court, I can add a flag from my hand to it. Cards already in the court are not removed. That last phrase right there is the key one, because it means I get to add this in, and instead of the normal single card in the court gaining whatever points it can, now I'm building up how much passive scoring I have.
With authority 5.
Yeah, because of 10 crown, my cards each get +1 authority.
That's
so
nasty.
3 + 2, it's 5 points in spring.
Ugh. Nasty. Okay.
That was my only winter action. And let's grab these off the map. And we will go ahead and speed run through this last round. So, start of round, we draw up. For the first time this game, actually, I am out of deck size. So I go down to 5. I shuffle this.
I went down below 7 because I haven't been getting enough to keep it up. But
yeah, I saw you bouncing up and down a little bit.
Yeah, which is very cool. It's cool when it works like that. It's very fun.
It is cool. Turn order is me first, then you second. Do you still have the one to change that? Do you want to change that?
No.
Makes sense. All right, going to spring. I'm going to go ahead and score my 5 points because of the court. And I kept overseas expedition. That's right. I will also use overseas expedition to burn this card for a point. And that's it. I do have a couple supporters I can put out, and this is just like, this is for all the money, so I'll just toss a couple in there, because I think that's the only region that can really be a problem, quote unquote, for me. So I'll just make it as annoying as possible. And that is my spring. And while you take yours, I'm going to respond to Tom in chat. Have you futzed around with the expansion content? Is that available to play? They actually just added some of it to the experimental branch TTS mod.
Put your Herald down, Garrick.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I did. Great catch. They just added some to the second TTS mod in the past day or two, because it wasn't there when we played 2 nights ago. So they just added it. I have not looked at it basically at all. I know when we loaded it up, we saw that the court had 3 spaces instead of 1, which does seem interesting. I have no clue what's going on with that. I know one of the things they've talked about in the Kickstarter is allowing you to modularize the center board, which maybe we can talk about that after. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, this round won't take long.
Yeah. Let's finish blowing through it. So spring's done for you.
Yep.
On to summer. Let's go ahead and commit some cards. All right, I'm ready when you are.
I am ready.
Okay, summer actions. Starting with me, I have none, so it's all you.
Let's do. Yep.
Cool beans. On to autumn. Would you like... Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Summer actions. Did I care about the Great Road? No. I'm good. Sorry. Did you want a Great Road?
I honestly, no. It doesn't actually help me.
I didn't think it mattered, but I realized I should go through the formality for both our sakes.
We'll do that.
Okay. Let's start with the first region. Does yours have anything relevant? Just the +2? So that's... I've got +2 for my supporters.
Yep. So we can place another card out.
Yeah, hold on. Do I have any other tricks? That's for flags. I never use the frickin' School of Stones, man. Never. All right, ready when you are.
Yep.
All yours.
So I guess I would remove 2 from you. And then that'd give me 1.
Yep.
So still not enough to stop you. So
yeah.
And then we'll do this one.
Mine's just an eliminate. Very gross.
Put that to discard. So yep.
And then I'll just gain the point from resolving the wilderness. I guess I could send my goober up to the mantle, but I don't think I care. Yeah, third region.
Ooh.
Hey, look at that.
And so I'll get 1 more pity point.
Yes, you will. And you get to increase your hand size again if you'd like.
Yeah.
Wrong way.
Should be.
Up 7,
sorry, I have to go to that one. So, yeah. Cool.
Yep. And then we do winter phase. Nobody put anything in the Great Road, so that doesn't matter. We could do winter actions. That doesn't matter. So then it's end of the year. We check for victory, which
you got it.
Have. Yep.
Congratulations. Good job, Garrett.
I did not. I promise I did not think it was gonna go that way.
But no, it was interesting. See, like one thing that my arch, I kept throwing it. Like it kept being unluckily the discard that I kept throwing away, and so I never got its power.
Yeah.
and you getting to muscle around with this in the mid game was very powerful.
Yeah,
So
I had some of my weakest cards in the first 1 to 2 rounds, between just a poor first hand, which I realized we haven't messed with the mulligans at all, which is maybe not entirely fair to the game. But
yep.
I had a bad opening hand, and you got a successful spy master or whatever off on me, whatever it's called, network of spies. So that really put me
Yes.
in a corner. But that just meant that my good cards all came to me in the mid game. So that plus some good luck with kingdom cards, mixed with you just happen to get some poor luck in the mid game, made it a much bigger swing than I thought was possible. Particularly after how you just annihilated me 2 nights ago with the same matchup and everything. I thought it was going to be just like that again.
Yeah, it was pretty wild seeing how it like, all kind of worked out. So, um, what would we like to share? I guess before we jump off the stream was what were you thinking about talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just we can talk about our experiences a little
Yeah,
more. I mean, again, I said it mid game, and I'll say it again. This was honestly really fun at 2 player.
it was very fun at 2 player. I want to give it its due. It's very like both 2 player games I very much enjoyed. Like I
I
have a
My last game I thought was good, not great. I thought this one was just good, like
yep,
solid, good, no caveats to it.
yep,
Of course, I won, so blah, 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 but I feel like there was good interplay, decision space going on
yep.
for the game.
It felt like the normal lines we've been seeing got mixed around in this game, which was cool to
Yes.
see how they changed. Which was you kind of want that if you want to have a game that's replayable. So
Yeah, because that you touched on something which has been a big criticism of our 3 and 4 player games, which is just that it's felt very rote in those plays. It's felt like because of the way the game is set up and the way the factions are asymmetrically designed, that the games have played out very similarly every
yes,
time in our 4 multiplayer games, both 3 and 4 player. Just by virtue of everybody trying to get their engine online in the same way at the same time, getting each other in the same ways, getting each other's way in the same ways. God, what a terrible sentence I just uttered. um, and yeah, just having generally like too much noise and chaos for the lane battler thing that's going on, to really play out properly. But at 2 player, yeah, this has felt like a big fancy spin on Shoten Toten Blue Moon. Blue Moon's the one I feel the most comparison to, I feel like. But Air, Land, and Sea, anything in that
Marvel
vein.
Snap, yeah, any of
Yeah.
those like lane battlers, yeah, and like
Lost Cities, I think, is the
yeah,
Nitsio one that I haven't played that is similar.
yeah, and I think that like and like to kind of go into the whole like higher player count issues that we've seen is that like where I was able to like I got a line and then I was able to like almost aggro like try like just win try to get ahead and then it kind of just I almost went too hard and I didn't keep consistency for the like mid game
Hmm.
in the 3 and 4 players. What we've seen is it's like you don't even like the red faction just struggles to get online
At all.
at all and like and kind of fun. The funniest things is this black powder ploy. I mean, it hit twice, which is double all the other games,
Yeah.
like in total. But like the to explain why it's rough is because it only hits the air and the flags, and so it doesn't hit this card. There's a really powerful green card that is a what is it? It's a decree. Like there are multiple like the gilded wall. Like this thing is a
Yeah.
decree, so you can't like this loses against that. So there's a lot of ways that this card can just get beaten out, and
Hmm.
there's a lot of ways like when the Gilded Wall gets out early, when there's one of the green cards has like a I am as equal to your strongest card and everything like that. Like there it just makes it that red while it's like in this where it's like, oh hey, red might lose up here, but then they could win in the middle or the bottom. Like they can it mostly seems like they'll just lose too often to be
Hmm.
able to get online whatsoever. And that
which
stinks because it's really fun. I've actually really enjoyed playing the Red Faction once they've gotten online.
yeah, and when they're actually able to play the game, they've been pretty cool. And again, like you've actually been able to leverage your hidden information a little bit more here than you can in the higher player counts, where there's just too much input for your knowledge, your extra knowledge to have the impact it should have. I also want to point out, I think we're averaging an additional round or two at 2-player. I lost strict track this game, but I know we tracked it last game. I feel like we're plus 1 to 2 rounds from the 3 to 4-player games, and I think that's a big difference. In every way.
This game wants to be a little longer. Not saying it wants to be a long game, but it wants to have multiple rounds occur.
Yeah,
because like otherwise you never see the hand size matter as either a resource for like you're kind of optimizing with or a penalty to your opponents.
And just the tempo of sending things to sites of power as an alternative cost to refreshing tactics is something that there's not enough time to engage with properly at multiplayer. Just because either you're getting in there to get your engine online, or someone else is getting in there to get their engine online. You're not.
And
go ahead.
And we've had a luck that we've had this card in both these. Like we had a weird skew of having this card, which allowed that access. And I don't know, I've not looked through the deck fully, like the Kingdom deck, to know exactly like how many cards are like that. But like those cards become even more of a hot ticket item in the 3 and 4 player. And if as you said, if the bottleneck's not, it's there.
I mean, it's honestly possible that a big part of our enjoyment of this game and the last game is Overseas Expedition, because I understand the desire to enforce entanglement and interaction by bottlenecking everybody's gameplay loop through the wilderness. But I worry that it puts too much emphasis on the wilderness and detracts from player desires to win other regions.
Yep.
It stops being the classic lane battler question of how do you best allocate your resources across multiple axes that you're trying to win. It became way too much in our multiplayer games of, all right, people are just going to throw everything they have at the wilderness every round they can, and whoever happens to draw the best stuff is just going to be the one who gets their engine online and first, and then next round whoever gets the best resources gets it second, and so on. So that's fed into the game feeling very linear and rote. So it's hard to say it's hard to say how much impact Overseas Expedition opening up that dynamic has improved the game for us versus just going down to 2. Granted, I don't think it's entirely one or the other. I do think there's aspects of both that have been contributing to these last 2 plays, that 2-player being really great or really good.
And I think the other thing is like when in regards to thinking about it as a lane battler, when you play a lane battler, you have usually it's like at least the ones I know, most of it's like 3 lanes, because it's like, and then you have the discussion, like you have this, oh hey, in your mind you're like, okay, do I want to try to like go hard win all 3? And like, that's really tough to do, but it's like you can do it. Or do I try like I'm going to go hard at 1 lane and maybe I'll give up 2, maybe I'll know I'm going to get 1. I know I'm going to lose 1, and then it's a toss up on the other one.
Right.
But when you get to 3 and 4, everyone's still trying to do that lane.
Right.
And so it just becomes you really can only win 1 or 0. And this is where like the purple faction that wants to lose everything is just like, hey, I love losing.
Yeah, I was going to mention the purple faction is weird because they're from what we read about the game, it seems like they're intended to be sort of the game clock, where their desire is to lose and do badly in the early game, and then they come back with a vengeance in the late game. But in our 2 plays with the purple faction, I want to say it's 2 plays, one of them, the purple faction, got its engine online and raced to the finish round 4.
Yep.
Which is, on pace or better than other factions. And then the other one, it was like, I think Pat was actually hampering himself, like not realizing how flexible one of his powers was, and still got it on like turn 5 or something. Yep. So the purple faction felt way overtuned for what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
particularly in multiplayer counts where they are more likely to be able to just lose as they want to.
And I think when you have it in a two-player sense, the points are you're gaining so many when you win everything. Like as you could kind of see when you like win the harvest field, like if you are winning all, you are it's a big swing. You're getting a lot of points.
Hmm.
And so if you're playing a I'm gonna lose everything, you run the risk of like I got to like 10, but that wasn't enough to close out the game. If you're getting to like 15, then you probably can close out the game and everything like that. And so and when you get to the 3 and 4 player counts, the points just they aggregate out more. They're
Yeah.
just they split between the other three, and so the faction that kind of is just like, oh well, I'm just going to be able to generate points off the board wins. And
Hmm.
so I don't think there's anything else. I mean, obviously, the artwork's beautiful.
Artwork's gorgeous. Production is gorgeous. Like
It's
this is
so
probably going to be the
gorgeous.
best production of next year is when it
Yep.
releases, right? Like its
Yep.
competition is Arcs and like maybe nothing else that's immediately coming to mind. And this
Yeah.
is right up there. I mean, this is going to be a gorgeous production. The art's amazing. It's really polished. Like
Yep.
I know we're voicing complaints about the core design and the balance, but this is very clearly a well polished game. Like you can tell they have put their systems put a lot of thought into the systems and made sure that they were not just slapdash systems or anything like that. There's a lot of thought you can tell is in the design. I just think it needs some tweaking in places, particularly at the multiplayer, to live
Yep.
up to its potential.
Yeah, when we played that was the thing when we decided to try this at 2, and to give like we kind of mentioned it earlier, but it was like I found a post on Kickstarter from the designers talking about how they developed it and designed it starting at 2. And that's where it's just like when we played it, it got us to like, let's try this out. It was like, wow, like
You could
the
tell.
things that we were like, hey, like these things felt so like they just didn't feel like there were certain parts that didn't feel like they mattered. And then once we played it too, they were all clicking, and we
Yeah,
were
they
just like,
all.
"Oh my goodness!" Like this feels like the game that they are wanting you to play,
Mhm.
and they're not like railroading you into stuff, but they were like, "These are the tools you get to utilize to play a fun game that you enjoy." Comparatively to what we had played at 3 or 4, we were like, "I kind of see what this game's doing, but it's not hitting where I think it's supposed to be hitting."
Yeah. I think the other thing we should probably talk about a little bit is the expansions, which I have not looked super in depth into them, but I know there's a couple modules that they have. I'm not typically a huge fan of modular expansions, but I don't want to write it off completely. Like the one that expands the court certainly has my attention. I don't know how it works, but
Which is intriguing. It is definitely
it's
intriguing.
intriguing. One of them is being able to modularize the core board, which I don't love that means that you're just going to randomly have good and bad distributions of the center board. I'd much prefer just like an alternate board that is well designed and well balanced based on the designer's intent. But I think the fact that it's going to potentially enable players to do that themselves is still cool. Like I'd prefer the designers to put in that work, but I think it's cool if the players have that option of being able to. Because
Yeah.
I think Shrine and Necropolis paired together, it's understandable because their effects are similar.
Yeah.
But this is always the lane that is least cared about in every game I've played, all five.
Yeah. But it feels nice in a two-player game where it's providing a point and providing hopefully consistency to win the top 2 lanes, in my experience.
Yeah, I think it has felt most relevant at 2, particularly from my perspective, because I've needed to care about your winning all 3 lanes.
Yep.
So I've had to care about it in both of our games from that perspective. I felt like the hand size diminishment system, which, as we mentioned before, has not really come into play at multiplayer counts, has come into play at 2-player, and I did successfully manage to avoid my hand size diminishing for the majority of this game via using Shrine multiple times, right?
Yep. Yep.
Which was very relevant. Very relevant.
Very relevant.
So I don't think that like the spaces are flat out bad. I think there's maybe a better distribution of these spaces across lanes to again feed into players' need to fight across all axes instead of
Yeah.
focusing too much on one or two. Because I think that's the great thing about lane battlers is when people have to take their X resources and have to try and use those to achieve X plus 2 or something like something greater than what
Yeah.
they actually have.
I don't know if any of the modules adds this, but I've thought a little bit more as we played this at 2 and like talked and stuff. But part of me wonders, obviously they scale down the points at 3 and 4, but it also feels like we've talked about this as kind of the running thing of there's not enough lanes for how many players there are. And I almost wonder if they just added two other, like one lane. They had two new tiles, had different powers.
I'd be interested.
And I would genuinely be interested in that because I think that it could pull the board apart enough at those higher player counts that you'd be like that it would actually like the scoring and things would start working out like they feel like they are at 2 players and
Yeah.
everything. So, but yeah, no, there's a bunch of the modules. They're gonna do wacky things. That's what just it looks. They all look very wacky.
There's a ton of them. Like,
yeah.
I think I heard somebody mention the idea of like of a negotiation mod, which I don't even know what you'd negotiate in this game per se, but that's just a whole other thing. On top of it, I know they talked about having more kingdom cards and new tactics for each of the factions. The tactics intrigued me, if only maybe to replace the ambush, which is symmetric across all 4 factions, which I don't inherently hate having a symmetric tactic, but it feels like a boring tactic to be symmetric across all 4 factions.
Yeah.
It particularly in multiplayer games, I don't know if you feel the same way. It always felt kind of silly when people were like, all right, I'm going to ambush you back, and we just shuffle everything up and nothing matters anymore.
That's exactly what I feel like has happened in that. And in 2 players, we don't. This is the same. We're not seeing that. It's like maybe I won't ambush, maybe I will. And
right.
So. Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're running out of things to say. We're going to try and have a multiplayer stream in a couple days to see if we still feel that way when we play it again. Because again, we now have a couple positive plays under our belt, and maybe we're getting better at the game. Maybe we're seeing better things in the game. Maybe these feelings will go away. But I would feel remiss not to mention them. But at the same time, I did want to try and show the game on its best.
Yes.
At its best.
Yeah, we wanted to play it a good amount of times to have a well crafted stream for you all to see the goods and the good and bad. And overall, this was a very positive experience for me. So
agreed.
I had a lot of fun. So no, it was good.
It was. Thank you so much for joining me, Luke. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Go ahead and
questions. I don't see any questions in the chat.
We have 16 viewers. That's we rebounded a little bit. We dropped below that earlier. Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. If you have any questions, get them in real quick while I'm signing off. But be sure to check out the game on Kickstarter. It closes in a few days, more than a few, like a week. I would have gotten this out a little closer to the end, but we have Thanksgiving in America coming up, so. We'll try to get another stream in a few more days, schedule permitting, and otherwise, just have a great one. See you later.
Have a great one, everyone.